Hey, this is Troy Taylor with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast, sponsored by Rack Coach and Sports Workbook. I got Scott Mervis on today from the Top Hopper, and I met Scott down at the American Football Coaches Association clinic down there in Charlotte, and I've been wanting to get him on the show and haven't been able to do it, but we got it done today. So, Scott, how have you been doing since I saw you? And can you tell everybody that doesn't know you, that's watching the clinic, a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Doing great. Startup company here. We kicked off the company in 2012 in December. A little bit about why I started this company. I ran an AAU basketball program for many years in Central Illinois. I actually have two boys. They're now 19 and 21. My younger one was 5'10" and a pretty good jumper. So he could do the windmill dunks and all that, put a nice dunk show on. So naturally you get those comments, how high can he jump? How high can he jump? And so we ended up buying a few of the devices that were out there in the marketplace 8 years ago now, and just wasn't happy with them. I think I got my first product, I think it was a Vertec out of the box. I couldn't even extend it. So I returned it, got another one, wasn't happy with it. So I ended up returning it. Just made a DIY one like we all do. And then one thing led to another. Everyone wanted me to make one for them. And I said, okay, let me take this pretty seriously. So I guess on my work experience side, I'm a mechanical engineer by degree. So and I developed suppliers all over the world for 15 years. So those combination of those skill sets, I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can develop a really good product here, patent it, and source it, and bring it to the market. So in 2020, that's what I ended up doing, kicking the Top Hopper company off. We launched a measuring device in July of last year. So it's new to the market. So I've been hitting a lot of trade shows, expos, getting the product out there. It's been really in testing for over 4 years, and people love it. They're like, where you been for the last 20 years? We love this product. So yeah, it is a new product. So most of your viewers probably don't know about it, but appreciate the opportunity here, Troy, getting it out here in front of your members.
Yeah, I was so impressed with you and your son and y'all's display and y'all's product, and it just was so quality. So I'm glad we got you on. Do you want to present anything, Scott, or do you have anything else you want to say before we get going?
No, let me go ahead and share a kind of a little intro video that kind of lays out all the product, and that will give a good kickstart here.
Yes, sir.
Questions. So let me go ahead and share my screen and get this video going. All righty. So you can find this on my website too, tophopper.com.
Does that have video? Does that have sound? Yeah, I'm not getting the sound. So if you could go back, and then where I think there's like something where you click, and it'll say it's a box you check to make sure the sound, because I got the sound on it before we started taping. It is.
Check this out again. Yeah, I'm reading the steps. I think we should be all good. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Yep. You have a check mark I got to hit. You're right. All right, let's do this again. And we'll go ahead and get this playing again. Here real quick. All right.
Yeah, turn yours all the way up. Good.
Hey everyone, check out this amazing new vertical jump device called the Top Hopper. My name is Alex Nelson. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and a certified strength and conditioning specialist here at Athletico. and the top hopper has been a game changer. Game changer when working with my athletes.
I'm the director of athletics for Quest Charter Academy. The TH1000 was a no-brainer for us. We're able to measure explosiveness, and the TH1000 was the perfect fit for us.
My name is Kyle Carino. I'm the owner of Totem Fitness and Performance. One of the biggest reasons that I bought it is ease of use and accuracy. I've had great success with it. I love it. It's an extremely easy piece to use, right? It's got the numbers on it, so my kids can measure their own reach. They can measure their own jump height. Floor stand that he has is phenomenal. It has no sway in it like the Protect and the Tandem Sport. They're getting repeatable, accurate numbers every time. This is the best jump tester I've ever used. That would be all day my method of jumping. Right. I'll never use a jump magnet ever. Right.
The top hopper. Athletes love it. It was one of the best investments we've made here. The durability with the top hopper is excellent. What's so amazing about the top hopper is the accuracy. The top hopper, accurate, repeatable, and reproducible.
Yeah, man. So who were some of those guys that were in that video that were talking?
Yeah, a lot of customers that's bought it over the years. Some of them were my original guinea pigs as well. Get the product out there, get it tested before it went full, to the market, full production there. But yeah, everything's been a very positive response. Everyone loves the product, especially the customers that had previous vertical jump measuring devices before. They have something to compare it to. They just love it.
Yeah. So as far as it comes to, the company whose machine you did not like and you created your own, what are some things that your customers say that makes your product different or better than that other device?
Yeah, I'm going to share, I'll share in there a picture here. This kind of picture says 1,000 words. So I'm going to go ahead and share a few things as we talk. So one customer bought the competitor's product there. You can see on the left as it leans. Most people are familiar with it. He had bought this a few months prior to running into me at a trade show and bought mine instantly. And he sent me this picture of it side by side. He's like, look at the difference here. So the difference here with mine is the orange stand is all my mounts are rigid. There's no telescopic capability with them, which is what you want in a measuring device, rigidity. So all the mounting systems are solid. And the only thing that moves is the actual measuring device up and down. The competitor's products all have to be adjusted at chest height where you can access it. So with this one, there's a little screw here and a wing nut, and there's a telescopic tubing that goes up. So obviously the higher up it gets, it starts to lean. It's just because there has to be a gap in between each tube to allow it to extend. So that's the big difference when it comes to accuracy. And kind of a little joke I always think about this is when you watch the NFL Combine, you never see this view. You always see it a 90-degree view head on with it, so you don't see the lean in the product, which I always think is interesting. But yeah, this is the accuracy comment that you'll hear about. Is it's rigid, so it's always perpendicular to the ground. And then the other customers talked about how easy it is to calculate the vertical jump height. That was one of the major voice of customers I got back is it's got to be easy to use. Because right now with the competition, since I have this picture up here, depending on where this measuring device is relative to the ground, there's etched lines in here. So it may say 6 feet. So then you have to take 6 feet and then you have to add how many plastic indicators you hit. And then you have to get that baseline number. Then the person jumps and you do the same thing, and then you subtract the two numbers. With mine, the numbers are all built into the plastic. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'll actually show you the part here. So you can see me here on the screen. So yeah, these are the numbers. They're screen printed into the plastic. So say you stand and you jump and you hit 80, you stand and you reach up and you hit 85. Then you jump and you're at the middle position. There's 3 positions as a telescopics. Say you hit 114, you subtract 114 or 85 from the 114, and that's your jump height. So it'd be what, 29 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So all the math is visible. It's right there on the measuring device. So it's really easy to use. Trainers love it because a lot of trainers, personal trainers in particular, they have a large group of especially, I'll say athletes in the evening, and they can't work with each one of them as well as they like to. So they put groups together and they say, hey, this group go now to this top hopper measuring device. They can actually do their vertical jump measuring themselves. It's very intuitive. It's easy to use. So I'll say the personal trainer doesn't have to hold the hand and actually operate the device. The kids all know how to use it pretty easily.
One of the coaches mentioned in the video that they would never use the jump mat again.
Yeah.
And I know that's an electronic device, and with electronics, there's always something going wrong. But why did he say that? Why would he never use the jump mat again?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when it comes to electronics, and there's a lot of debate about whether electronics, if they're calibrated well, they're quick and easy to use, or they're better, or what. The generic answer is, well, why does the NBA and NFL combine still use a mechanical tester? They have all the money in the world. So right there tells you that's a more accurate, better product to use. But then when you get to doing the side-by-side comparisons with force plates, with jump mats, and with a mechanical device like mine, like the TH1000, we did the testimony of that guy you're referring to. He loves his force plates. And when we do a side-by-side with force plates to the actual mechanical, the TH1000, the force plates are always 3 inches lower. The jump height number you get, because it's a calculation of force and mass, it always calculates about 3 inches lower in his experience than what the mechanical one tests for. And then on the jump mats, they're different. They're just calculating air time. So when your feet leave the mat and when your feet come back to the mat. So if the athlete is smart, all they do is pick your feet up a little bit. They'll pike, they'll do whatever they can to gain a few inches. So they're not accurate. They're very easy to cheat. So that's why, and you can cheat it up to 9 inches higher.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very easy to cheat a jump mat. So they have a purpose, but when you're trying to get numbers that go along with, say, a workout program to see if you're making progress, you need to be accurate. You need something that's very accurate to make sure you're training the athletes the proper way. Or if it's a rehab situation, you want to make sure they're making progress through the rehab. So you need a very accurate measuring device that's easy to use. And
yes, sir.
This is the first one that's available that's really easy to use.
What is the most that you've seen or you've heard from one of your customers of a person increasing their vertical using y'all's machine? I know it's a measuring device, but I mean, if I'm a kid, I want to jump up there and hit that thing and then see maybe how high, I can hit it the next time or the next week. Or so do you have a number that you've heard that's like you've seen that much improvement?
Yeah, I guess the way I'll answer it is a lot of personal trainers that are very data driven, that keep track of all their athletes. The problem with it is they're having to re-establish the baseline with my measuring device. And so a lot of times what they'll see is that their vertical jumps go way down to start with. They were at a jump mat of, say, 29 inches. They use mine and they're at 24 inches. So he's having to say, okay, we got to ignore the historical numbers now. We're starting over with a new measuring device here. So then they establish a baseline. And, it depends on the program, the athlete, and the age and stuff. But, they do track it. And it's not, my measuring device doesn't, increase vertical jump height. It's the training that goes into it. It's how good the trainer and how dedicated the athlete is to it. But it's just, it measures an accurate, number for the first time.
So when a coach like myself, who's a high school coach, when we're looking at something to buy, you have that competitor's one that's leaning over, and then you got the mat, and then you got your product. I know, because I've seen your product, the metal that yours is made of. I mean, it looks a lot better than what's the other machine is made out of. So is there a price difference between that product and yours? And then what's the price difference between the jump mat and yours?
Yes, very good question. So jump mats they have a range to them, but around $600 is the typical price for a jump mat. And then force plates, which more your high-end trainers are using now, can be pretty pricey, $5,000. And you get the mat that goes around it, and they're a couple thousand. Then they have an annual subscription of $2,000. So they get pretty pricey when you compare it to a mechanical tester. My competition sells for $925 or so. So I price mine right there with that. But like you said, the quality of product that I'm producing, all the mounts are rigid steel, very good steel. They're powder coated paint, so that the paint doesn't peel off. All the logos are screen printed on, so there's no stickers. So yes, it's very high quality there. The measuring device, I have aluminum extrusions, so they're high tolerance parts, very high quality. The plastic is injection molded. It's very thick, heavily engineered plastic. You can see ribs inside it, so they don't break. You can really beat these to death, and they won't go flying off the measuring device. So yeah, there's a lot of engineering that went into mine, and a lot of high quality product. I should be pricing it higher, but like I said, this is introductory price, I'll say, for the next few years here, getting it out into the market.
When I was down there in Charlotte, you were showing me what's the difference between the top hopper and when you hit the plastic pegs. Like, you were showing me how it's different. How is it different? How is it better?
Yeah, so the biggest difference is, I'll bring up a picture here. So it starts with this little guy here. I'll show you in a picture. So what you have here is used in the industry for different reasons, but it's essentially a ball at the end, a hardened ball. Inside here is a spring. So this guy's a threaded, you can kind of see it's a threaded member. This is what keeps my measuring device at the highest point. And when you want to pull it down, it releases. So now mine can be mounted up 10 feet in the air, away from any, athletes or kids walking by to abuse it. It's tucked out of the way until you're ready to use it. You pull it down. So this is kind of the secret sauce that allows my product to be different than the competition. And this is what the patent's built around too. This spring-loaded ball, I call it a plunger. But anyways, that actually keeps the measuring device in place. You can loosen or tighten it if you want it to extend and retract, harder or looser. So that's how I adjust. I'm going to show you a picture here real quick. I'll show you the differences here with this product here. There's no audio here, so I don't have to worry about that. But bring up a few more pictures here for you to see. So this one here is a basketball rim mount. So this is the only product that can be mounted on a basketball rim like this that's very accurate. So what you have here is a simple bracket that clamps on the front of the rim and Velcros around the back of the rim. Not all basketball rims are the same, so you have to have some adjustability with it. So this here allows primarily basketball players and volleyball players easily to set this up in the gym, and it's easy to put back in a closet when you're done using it. So it makes it really easy to use. Well, so I'll show you a few more pictures here, going through some of the setups. This one here, folks with a weight room like to put it at, depending on the ceiling height, you may not have 14 feet available for you for a ceiling height. So what you can do is you can mount mine anywhere, because the math is all built into the plastic. It doesn't matter where you're at relative to the ground. So this person here put it right next to the top of their ceiling and put a little plate here and attached it to their Smith machine. I'll call it the racks. So yeah, they can attach it there, which is really nice. This guy here you saw in the video, this one here, this is the wall mount. This is my top seller, which is surprising because most of what you see out there is a floor stand version. You can wheel around and put it anywhere, but it's not easy to store. And it's just, people don't like it. They don't like the clutter on the floor, so they love the wall arm. So this wall arm lays flat against the wall. And then when you're ready to use it, it extends 19 inches out plus the measuring device itself. So it gives you plenty of distance away. So a lot of gyms, depending on their ceiling height, they can go this setup and put this wall arm wherever they want. And it gives a lot of versatility that way. Let's see what else we got here. Well, here I'll show you a review just came out. They did a product review. This company did best products reviews. Mine come across as the #1 measuring device for 2023. So you can see that review out there if you look at best product reviews. You just saw that last week here. I'm going to go also here and show you a little bit more on to answer some of your questions. So this is here. It's a nice picture. I'm going to make this full screen so you can see this.
That's great.
So I kind of like it when it's fanned out. You can see all the numbers on the mask. There's 3 levels to it. I'll show you a couple of pictures of what these corresponding numbers correlate to. But the math is all built in here. You can see the full range from 60 inches all the way to 147 inches is with the distance from the ground, how it's set up. Here's how the numbers and the extension work. So you're at the highest point, the starting place, and then you pull it down when you want to use. There's the threaded rod that goes into the bottom of the measuring device. You pull it down when you're ready to use it. You can pull all the way close to the ground. If you follow the directions of installation, it'll be 60 inches from the ground at the lowest point and 147 inches at the highest point. So that's your full range of travel. So there's 3 levels. So at your lowest level, you'll use the numbers here. I'll go back up. At the lowest level, you use 60, 61, 62. And at your highest level, you'll use the 115, 116, 117. That makes sense there, Troy. So that's how you do the math. This moves up and down and locks in position with that spring-loaded ball I showed you. So it pops in place every time. So there's no adjustment by the operator. It's all done by itself automatically. Here's the kind of 3 versions I sell, which is a floor stand, a wall arm, and the basketball rim mount. And people ask, well, why do we buy this? Just a little commentary here real quick about why you even need to measure athletes' vertical height. Obviously, you guys are football players. Most of your football fraternities, so you guys know that it's a measure of low body power and explosiveness. That's what NFL Combine looks at it. That's important for athletes, and it's also synonymous with athleticism. If you can jump high, you're usually pretty athletic. That's kind of how people look at it. And then with the trainer side of it, they want to have a way to measure progress, to make sure their training and their exercise program is working and is beneficial. So they'll track that as well. And one thing I also heard too is a lot of strength and conditioning coaches during the course of a week, they'll pull athletes out of practice and have them do a vertical jump test to see if their legs are good. So you don't want to go into a game on Friday or Saturday or Sunday and the athlete isn't in peak shape. So they check to make sure that they're in practice, whatever that practice routine is through that week, that their legs aren't gone. They're still explosive. They still can run fast. They still can jump high on game day. So they actually use this to track progress throughout the week and adjust the practice schedules. So on the physical therapist side, they're using it for rehab. What's nice here is you hear that return to sport, or when players go back after a torn ACL, they re-injure their ACL and people are like, why? Well, it's that return to sport number that people talk about. It's so important. The problem is they don't establish a baseline when the athletes are healthy with like a left leg jump and a right leg jump. If they do that, then they have a return to sport number. So say on the left leg, they're able to jump 20 inches, and on the right leg, they're able to jump 19 inches. That's when they're healthy. So if they get injured, as they work through rehab, they're trying to get back to those original numbers. So then they're able to return to sport and hopefully never have a re-injury of a torn ACL. Obviously, we talked about strength and conditioning coaches and personal trainers. They're really trying to improve the athlete's performance. And, what makes this one different? It's very accurate, very repeatable, and reproducible. So you can come back a month from now, 2 months from now, it'll give you the exact same results. It's designed to be at the highest point to protect the investment. So most devices, even if they're wall mounted, they're at chest height. So when people walk by, they just slap the plastic or beat the plastic up and break it. So your investment's gone. In this case, it's 10 feet in the air. It's away from any abuse. There is a protective cage I have as well. It's like a scoreboard protector, like you'd see in the gym. It goes around the measuring device to protect it too if you're in a multi-purpose gym. And the third bullet here, it's just very easy to calculate your height. We went through that. So it's almost idiot-proof to calculate your vertical jump height. And then it's just very robust. I designed it not to break and to be very serviceable. If it did break, someone decide to do a chin up on the plastic and break one, it's very easy to service. So we've talked a lot about this. It's several years of testing and development to get this product out here. It's very easy to use, very safe, rigid steel mounts. We talked about most of these. Here's kind of some of the comparison. My main competitor here is Vertec. This is, I consider it an upgrade to the Vertec product that's been out there for who knows how long, 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just completely a different design than the Vertec. It's still a mechanical tester, but everything that I'll say people have complained about or didn't like with the Vertec, obviously they're everywhere. So that product's served its purpose, but we've addressed all the issues that people have probably complained about with the Vertec over the years. So that's kind of what that illustration is. We're out of Illinois. That's where I'm located. That's the last picture of that. So hopefully I answered some of your questions there, Troy.
Yeah. I'm sold on it, man. I think, just seeing it in person and then seeing, your son, jump up there and hit it. Do you have any video of people using the machine, like a demo jump or anything?
Probably the best one still was that video I started off with showing some of the guys jump. I got a lot of clips, obviously, in the library.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's kind of hard to. I thought I'd just be able to show this in the camera easier, but it's not going to.
Yeah.
But this is the
wall mount.
Yeah, so that's pretty hard to see on my end. But anyways, this is a really good product.
I can see why people want the wall mount because, if it's just sitting out there, some kid's going to break it or mess around with it. So when it's up on the wall mount and it's on the wall, a kid has to be able to jump 10 feet to be able to hit it. If it's at the top position, like if it's in put away mode.
Yep, the lowest plastic is 118 inches from the ground. So 120 is 10 feet.
Okay. So they should just jump and hit the rim instead of hitting this because
exactly.
And if it's up against the wall, the wall mount makes it sit flush against the wall, so it's not sticking out where a kid's just gonna.
Yep, exactly.
Run and try to hit it, and mess it up.
So everyone's been asking me to come out with different products here. I want to talk about that here.
Yeah.
So the one I'm selling today is a 1-inch increment measuring device. The combine group, especially the NFL combine, they love the product, but they need a 1/2-inch version, right? Because all the historical numbers have been 1/2-inch. They got to do 1/2-inch increments. And so in about 2 months here, I'll have a 1/2-inch version that I'm launching. So what's going to happen is, I'll still offer the 1-inch and the 1/2-inch version. Obviously the 1-inch is going to be more robust. So for the personal trainer, the guys that are using it every day, they're going to want the rigidity and thicker plastic. The guys that use it once a year or less frequent, they're less worried about damage. They just want that 1/2-inch accuracy.
So there's a possibility that we could be seeing the top hopper at the NFL combine for college pro days very soon.
Yeah, I've been in talk with a lot of different combine groups. The NFL hit me up there at the expo. You were there. They loved it. And the comment was, "Got to get a half inch, and then we're going to be talking."
Man,
But they almost everyone that runs an NFL combine or any type of combine, this is the most accurate product. They have to buy it, Troy. I mean, if they're all about accuracy, there's just no other product that's going to give them the results they're looking for. And then I obviously see the color scheme. I did orange and silver, kind of orange to match the basketball rim and those type of things. And didn't think it'd be a big issue. But every school, high school, college, they're like, that's my rival. I can't have orange in the gym. So they want me colored options. So I held off doing colors. I just started doing colors. University of West Virginia is buying the first colored ones.
wow.
So we're going to get them all colored any way that you want it, customize it. So, yeah, if you don't like the orange, there is a colored option for you now today as well.
How much extra is it to get it custom colored?
So if you want just the mounts themselves painted and colored, I'm charging $200. It's mainly for material and labor. It's a nice automotive finish to it. And then the decals will be put back on. And then there's disassembly and then assembly of it. So it's just covering the cost there. The plastic itself, it's going to be around $400 for the plastic because it's purging a system that's injection molded, and then they're putting a different color in. So there's a little bit more cost there, wasted material, and a minimum buy that I have to have as well. So a little bit more costly on the plastic. So a couple $100 for the measuring device or the mounts, and then up to $400 for the plastic.
Yeah. Is there any way, Scott, can you pull up your website and go over, like, you do fundraising with the book bags and you have some other stuff that you sell? Could you go over that with us?
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, real quickly, here's the website, tetophopper.com. This is the main homepage you'll come to. Get the measuring device.
Yeah, press present.
Oh,
I got to show it. It's all right.
Yep. I had that already showing. Let's do that. All righty. You can see it now, Troy.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
Right. So here's the website. Pretty simple. Products are here. Video we just went through. Nice benefit here is I'm in Illinois. So if you don't buy from Illinois, you don't have to pay sales tax. Only customers in Illinois have to pay sales tax. Some testimonial videos, more in depth. We also have a lot of, I'll call it swag, as the marketing guys love to call it, some backpacks, T-shirts. We do run fundraisers. A lot of basketball teams want to buy them for the team, but they don't have money, whether it's a measuring device or it's the backpacks. So we'll do fundraisers there. So what we typically do is give out T-shirts to everyone that donates, and then we can get the product to the high schools in particular.
Yeah. So the money goes directly to you. The schools don't have to handle the money, or how does that work?
They'll do the fundraiser internally, and then everyone that donates, they usually will give me a list of the size shirt that they want, and I'll give them the shirts, and then they'll buy the product from me like normal.
Okay.
Yep. So kind of our contribution to this is helping, with the T-shirts. People want something for their donation, so we'll give them whatever top Hopper T-shirt that they like. And then the other comment we hadn't even talked about, I have this kind of how you make money with this. You may have seen in some of the videos that people are putting their logo right by the measuring device. In today's world of social media, people that all the videos out there, people are jumping high, get a lot of hits. So it's great free marketing if you put your logo right by it and encourage your athletes in your gym or whatever to take videos. People are like, hey, where's this measuring device at? Who's the trainer? And it's amazing how much business these personal trainers in particular have grown their business because of a simple $1,000 item with their logo next to it. So people have really complimented this thing has made me so much money. I was worried about making a $1,000 investment, but the amount of new members and new athletes that came to my gym just because they've seen some of the videos that are out there is crazy. So
I didn't even think about that.
You got to look at it from a lot of different lenses, how you make money on the rehab side. So what people are doing is they'll get a measuring device. They'll have like a mini combine. They'll invite all the athletes in the community to come in for a baseline assessment. So now they have a return to sport number, and they build that relationship with all those athletes. So now if those athletes get injured, they come back to that physical therapy place to get the rehab done. So it's a great way to get new customers in and grow your business that way too. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at this to recoup your investment and to add value to the athletes that you train.
Yeah.
Here's a halftime show we did. So, these can be paid events as well. You put it out there at halftime, and it's a big hit. The crowd loves it. You get people out, from the teams that played before, or just spectators that come out and jump and give it a try. It's a good time.
See who can jump the highest,
So these things everyone loves, they're fascinated with people that can jump high. So anytime
that's why everybody loves John Morant.
Yep, exactly.
Michael Jordan.
So the backpacks have been a great hit, especially for the high school side. So I'm going to bring up a picture of the backpacks. You mentioned that. I'm amazed how well that product went over. What I did is I took all the best backpacks out there and incorporated them into one, and had several versions made. I got a very good product now. So this backpack, what I did intentionally is I left this front panel wide open for school logos and any type of company logos or school logos to be put on here. And then I have insulated pockets that are large enough for a large Gatorade squeeze bottle on both sides, so everything stays cold. And then I have locking zippers that prevent this from kind of opening up when you got it filled up. But this thing, people use it for travel, for a carry-on. This is a large backpack that's just really robust and well built. So people love these backpacks. So that's a product I know I'm known for the measuring device, but you'll see more backpacks than you will see measuring devices. It's crazy.
The backpack, do y'all customize it, or do we have to get someone else to customize it with the logo?
Yeah. So we do customization here, as you see. It's add for the logo and quotes. There's some pictures in here too. I got a few product pictures, I think, on some of the customer different ones that they've done where they put different logos on here. So it just gives you there's a lot of panels where you can do embroidery or, iron on.
Yeah.
So we have 5 different colors: the orange, gray, red, blue, and solid black. So these are great for team sports. Obviously you get the entire backpack gear for the team. So a lot of teams now want me to get into the apparel side of things as well. They're like, don't just sell backpacks. I want it all. I want a one-stop shop. I want the suppliers. I want backpacks. I want the gear. So little by little, we're going to work our way into a larger portfolio of products. And then a special treat here for you, Troy. I don't have it out there yet. It's going to come out next week. But the first time probably people are going to hear about this is you're probably familiar with Vertimaxes, right?
Yeah.
The resistance training platforms. A lot of trainers said, Scott, we need to get this measuring device over the top of this Vertimax because the athletes aren't putting forth their best effort on my expensive Vertimaxes. You pay $5,000 to $8,000 or whatever for a Vertimax, and the athletes aren't pushing themselves. They're not jumping up as high as they need to and stuff. So I've had a few test beds here with trainers. We put the vertical jump measuring device on a floor stand. There's an extension. There's like an additional bracket that goes off of the floor stand in between the floor stand and the measuring device to put it right over the athlete as they jump on the Vertimax. And they love it because now the athletes are trying to hit a target. They're trying to get one more plastic, just trying to hit one more at a time, and they're wearing themselves out. They're getting a great workout on the Vertimaxes now just by simply putting a target above them.
It's awesome, man.
So that's the new product we're coming out with. We also just launched about 3 weeks ago. You probably didn't see it there in Charlotte.
I saw it on your website when I looked at it. So
people would say, hey, we got to drive competition. Everything's, the athletes love competition. We need to get a leaderboard. So come up with this nice dry erase leaderboard. These are all magnetic strips that you can move names around easily on. You can go 1 through 6, a couple different headings, maybe boys basketball, girls basketball, or whatever you want to put there. Or you can have one go 1 through 13, which is nice. So this kind of gives you a flavor of what it would look like. So people are loving this. You can move names around real easy, and it drives competition and it drives people using the product. Set, in the corner and doesn't get used. Now people want to get their name on the top of that list. So it helps get people back in the gym working out because there's a goal in mind now.
Yeah, they're trying to be the best, trying to move up.
Yep. So we're trying to do all these things to drive that competition and put the products around it to get a portfolio of products put together that everyone wants.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Is there anything else that you would like to leave the clinic with? Anybody that's watching or will be watching, Scott, that we haven't covered? Like I guess the website's the best way to get a hold of y'all.
Yeah, the website, I got numbers there you can call as well if you have any questions. It's at your disposal. So yeah, if any of your members or subscribers hit you up, send them my way. I'll take good care of them. I appreciate everyone's support on this.
Yeah, I'm going to end it here, but I'd like to stay on and talk to you for a little bit, Scott.
All right, great.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Everybody hit up the Top Hopper.
Thanks, guys.